Hey, what's up guys? Yak Maniacs. I'm back. This is Pat. So we're doing a kayak review today. It's a little bit different. Right here we have the Lure, or the FeelFree Lure 11.5. This is the first version that was released probably I think in 2016. It is a very, very nice kayak. I got it off of Facebook for 600 bucks like during COVID, and it was a great deal. So we'll start at the front. So just a quick overview. It's a very nice stable kayak. It has a tri-hull system, so underneath, which I'll show you right now, underneath there's 3 little holes and it makes a little M, and it's very stable that way. If you go farther, here's a seat. It's a really nice seat. It's super stable. We got the rudder, and it's just a nice kayak. So just to go in a little bit more detail, there's a front handle. It's just really nice to have the built-in handle because, as you can see on the back, if you have the ones that are fabric, they'll break off. So next we have flat mounts areas that you can mount like a fish finder on, a GoPro, whatever you really want. Then you have, that's a very annoying bird, I'm sorry. Then you have the hole access. This is where I keep all my stuff for like my fish finder. I have that goes off the side. Yak Attack transducer mount, and right here I have holes that I stick through, or that pretty much came with it, but I've done some modifications to make it come through just one hole and attach to the Lawrence fish finder here, which we'll go over that in a second. But the battery goes in here. Then going farther down, we have the anchor trolley that goes the length of the kayak. It's I haven't used it yet. I don't know if it works or not, but I'm pretty sure it's the Yak Attack one for this version. And that's actually on both sides, as you can see. Then I have a little T-mount, not sure what they're actually called. Some rails. The only like really bad part of this kayak is that this needs an adapter for specific mounts. As you can see, I don't have the adapter, but on here, there's actually a specific mount that mounts this kind, which is the normal, to this, and I don't have that adapter, so I really have to tighten down on the mount to be able to keep it there. Next we have the foot pedals. These move the rudder, so if I push on one side, it will push rudder that way. If I push on the other side, it'll push the rudder that way. They're really useful on this kayak because if you don't have a rudder, this thing is very hard to like steer and whatever. As you can see on this side, so these, you pick them up and then push it forward to move the foot pedal whichever way you want, shorter, farther, whatever. Then we have the middle console. This opens, and there's stays pretty dry for the most part. When I bought it, it came with the little rust stains and whatever, but it stays pretty dry. It latches right there. Little bungee cord for your water bottle, and then my Lawrence 4 chirp fish finder. It's pretty useful. I don't really know how to use fish finders that well, but it's nice to know the depth and pretty much where I've been, because it has a little tracker that tracks where I've been. Then on this side we have a paddle holder and a side handle, which is also on the other side. Then to the seat, it's like a very nice seat. It just I mean, as you can tell, it's very comfy. A lot of padding. It has 2 adjustable positions, so it can go the high or the low. I'm not gonna put it in the low because I don't like putting it in the low. Then there's a tackle box storage on this side and the other side. A water bottle holder on this side and that side. And then underneath there's some decent storage where I put my camera and another tackle box and my dry box with my phone. And like I said, it was super stable, so I often just stand when I'm fishing and this is like a foam pad. It is super comfortable to stand on. A lot of times I'll fish without shoes and my feet never like really hurt. So going farther back, we have the rod holder that comes with the kayak and it's sort of flush. Then I have a milk crate with 3 additional rod holders, which I'm gonna plan on redoing this because this one is breaking. This one came with the kayak when I bought it off of Facebook. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo this and probably make a video of it, I'm not sure yet. Then farther back, we have another set of railings that just, I don't really use these much because they're on the back. Where this is what I was talking about, how if you have a cloth handle, it will rip sometimes, and this ripped like the first time I picked it up. And then we come to the rudder, which, like I said, is really nice to have on this kayak because it's stable, but its tracking is not that great. So one last really awesome feature is that, I'm gonna put you all down, is that it has a wheel on the wheeling, it's called a wheel and keel back here. You can just lift up and walk it forward or backwards, and it just makes it a lot lighter.
That's cool, Daddy.
It is cool. As you can see under here, that's where the wheel is right there, and it's a really nice feature to have on a kayak. I don't know many other kayaks that have this because you often see people with the big like axle with the big wheels on it for like sand and stuff, and this one comes with it inside, and it's just really, really nice to have. Justin's very jealous about my kayak having that. That's really it about my kayak. The pros are definitely that it's stable, it has the tri-hull system, and it just overall it just, I've never fallen out of it. It's really nice to have. Another thing is the storage. So like I said, the front hole, I could put stuff in there, I could put batteries in there, I could put, if I wanted to go camping out here, I could put stuff in there. Also on the side, the tackle storage, I can put tackle there, I can put stuff underneath, I can put stuff here. The storage is great. Another thing is the seat. I've already gone over the seat. It is just so comfortable. I can sit in the seat for 12 hours. I don't know if you've gone fishing for 12 hours, but I can just sit in the seat for however long I want and not feel any discomfort at all. And then the last thing is the wheel and keel. Like I said, is an amazing feature to have on a kayak. Overall, I've just really loved having this kayak because it's stable, which is exactly what I wanted. It has storage, which is exactly what I wanted. It has a great seat, exactly what I wanted, and it has the wheel and keel, which was just the bonus feature. So the cons to this thing is that it is heavy, heavy, heavy. Like getting on top of the car is a real pain. I always have to have someone else's help. But the wheel and keel is helpful if you're just dragging it somewhere. Another con is that the tracks are oversized and you have to have the adapter, which I haven't really come into any like big troubles with it because I just tightened down the attachments really tight, and they haven't come off for me. I normally put a clip on it to make sure it doesn't fall over. And the last con that I can really think of is that it needs a rudder. Like you can't really track in a straight line on this thing unless you have a rudder, which it came with it, and I had to like reconfigure it because the wires were like all over the inside of the hull. So I did that when I bought it, but the rudder really, really makes a difference. I've tested it with and without the rudder, and the tracking is so much better with the rudder. So the next part is how I got this kayak, and I bought this kayak used. Okay, so I bought off of Facebook. You can probably buy yours off of like Facebook Marketplace, you can buy it off eBay, Craigslist, it really doesn't matter where you buy it. But buying used is always a great option because you get a nicer kayak for less expensive. I remember I bought my kayak new, it was 2018, and I sold it the next year, or 2 years later, because I just didn't like anything about it. I couldn't stand on it, it didn't have enough storage, the rod holders were crap, I just didn't enjoy it at all. So look on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and whatever if you can, and you'll probably find a nicer kayak for your budget. My budget was 800 bucks, and I went and bought this for 600, and it came with a fish finder, a rudder, a nice seat. It was stable, it was just perfect, okay? Like if you buy a kayak used, you'll figure out what you really, really want in a kayak instead of buying a new one and then realizing later that you have to sell it for less money. So I'd recommend buying a used kayak to figure out what you want. I mean, after buying a new kayak, I figured what figured out what I want. I wanted a stable kayak with lots of storage, and that's what I got when I bought a used kayak. Another thing that I just thought of is that it's less wait time. Often you'll have to pay for shipping, or you'll have to go and buy it from the store. The only thing that you're doing if you're buying it used off of Facebook Marketplace or eBay or Craigslist is that you're going to pick it up or you're having it dropped off. That's the only wait time that you have. And you also, along with the wait time, no wait time, you don't have to pay taxes, which, I mean, some of you might be like, whatever, but when I bought a $750 kayak, I had to pay $850 for shipping and taxes. It was ridiculous. It was a lot of money. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully this helped y'all figure out what kind of kayak you wanted, or influence you to buy the FeelFree Lure 11.5. But that's all I have. Thank you for watching. See you later. Peace.